What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this week we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoy the Scale News Update regularly, hit the like button so you don't forget. Let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, Furitek just released a 1/30th scale version of their Titan Buggy. This is a fully RTR 1/30th scale custom buggy. This is an actual welded titanium cage with SCX30 drivetrain packed in underneath, but not just stock drivetrain. This thing has aluminum axles, aluminum wheels, the whole deal, Furitek brushless system, transmission, the whole deal, just like you would expect for a full custom project. Custom in the way that you can buy it just like this. So pretty impressive. Now, as it is all aftermarket, it comes with a price, $469 for the 1/30th scale. Now, the 1/24 scale version that they had like this was $500, so $499. So a little bit less on this one. And honestly, the difference between the 1/30th scale and the 1/24 scale is not that crazy, where this price difference doesn't seem fairly reasonable between them. Now, the 1/24 scale version that they had was just plastic portal axles, where this one actually has machined aluminum axles underneath. The 1/24 scale was a portal axle versus this one, which is not. But regardless, it's a fully built out welded caged 1/30th scale buggy. The price is not going to be for everybody. There's no arguing that. It's a lot of money to chuck out all at once for a very small scale. But if you were building something like this up on your own, you're going to end up probably beyond that price before too long anyway. So if you're penciling everything out and you're not doing it just for the build, a lot of us enjoy the build process more than anything, then, the arguments can be made. So Furitek continues to crush it in the small scale stuff. This one I thought was just as interesting. These are currently on pre-order. I don't know when the ship date on these exactly will happen, but if you're interested, you can go check out the website where there's a link down in the description for that. You can go check that out. There'll also be links to the rest of this week's news topics down there as well. Speaking of pre-order, the pre-order is over for the JConcepts Stage 2 Reactor monster truck kits. These are now available in shipping, in stock at AMain currently. Now, there are two different versions of the Reactor monster truck kit from JConcepts. So depending on what wheelbase style that you're going for, make sure that you're selecting the right one. Now, if you don't remember the details of these monster truck kits when we talked about them the first time, these are styled after the traditional monster truck racing genre, where they're doing, like down and back, or I don't know, Chicago style, whatever they call it specifically. The racing on these is a little bit different. You can see that in the photo, leaf springs on this thing, and that is because there's specific leaf sprung classes for the monster trucks, but you can build this kit a number of different ways. There's a lot of configuration that can be done. Of course, you're going to put a body on top of this, and JConcepts probably has the most monster truck specific body options to anybody. Monster trucks definitely JConcepts hot spot. That is their market. They've got the most to offer in that, and they do a really good job at it. This is, unless I'm mistaken, one of JConcepts' first full kits in this way. They've had monster truck options in the past, with some 3D printed housings and things like that, but this is their own truck as far as manufacturing goes, full front to back. So if you've been interested in one of these, the price isn't bad again if you're comparing it to what it would cost to build a custom monster truck like this. You're less than $600 for this, full carbon fiber, full everything you need to, put this chassis together. Body, wheels, tires, all that stuff, electronics. You're going to need many kits out there. So pretty cool though. Cool to see more kits hitting the market, especially from companies that don't normally focus on that area. Last week, Arrma released a new version of the Infraction. Now, we have covered 1/7 scale Arrma stuff at length in the past because I love that category. This one is the new Infraction 223S. So a little bit smaller than the 1/7 scale. This is being listed as 1/8 scale. And then they also have the smaller version from here as well. But this version, you're gonna save a bunch of money over the 6S that is out there. The 6S is like $700, where this one, $449 for a brushless RTR 65 plus mile per hour, street basher is basically how those infractions are positioned. Go out there and just rip around. This has still got belted tires and all that kind of stuff. Not sure if this thing will throw smoke off the tires like the 6S Big Brother will, but I loved the styling of the Infraction from the day it was released in 2019, I believe it was released. They've kept pretty true to the style of the Infraction over the last 6 or 7 years that it's been out, and this one falls right in line there and looks just as good. 3 different color options are available for this one at this time as well. I've obviously been a big fan of the 1/7 scale for a long time. I think this one's going to be well placed, especially with the cost saving that you get for the scale difference. New this week from a company called BBRC, and this is a skid plate made to hold an SCX30 transmission on an SCX24 bolt pattern. So this would allow you to put an SCX30 transmission into chassis typically designed to be for SCX24s. That is the overall thought behind this. And the theory is that the SCX30 transmission should be able to give you a lower center of gravity than an SCX24 transmission. That's likely for situations where an SCX24 transmission would have like a high mounted brushless motor rather than more in the stock position, but maybe stock to stock, it's still a lower center of gravity. I guess I haven't compared those all that closely, but this just opens up some options for you if you're building a custom truck with something that's normally made to bolt up to a factory type skid plate. This will drop in its place. Now this is a 3D printed part, printed in PETG-CF, so should have some decent heat resistance to it, but it is still 3D printed in the end, so be aware of that. But just kind of gives an option for you guys who are trying to kit bash something together possibly. Now it does require that you use an SCX30 drive shaft yoke on the transmission side and then adapt that to an SCX24 drive shaft. So you can use the factory parts and kind of mix and match those together, but straight aftermarket replacements probably won't work unless you're finding ones that have a spline that can be mixed and matched. So something to consider, but check out their website and see what they're offering for the small scale platforms. See if there's anything that's fitting for your next build. Last week, we talked about the new Terra Recon release from JConcepts. This week, they have released some of those other option parts that we briefly spoke about last week. They have the stock hood, as it's called, which is just a same style hood that comes on the kit normally, but without the supercharger hole. Then they've also released the Raider hood, which is like a kind of like a cowl induction hood, but it kind of bubbles back down. So this allows you to run the supercharger, but it fully covers it when the hood is closed. And then they've also released the Scout roof option for the Terra Recon as well. Or you could probably run that roof option on any optic, whatever body panel set that you had it on, if you prefer the look to it. It's got kind of a mesh hexagon type pattern windowed in the top to kind of open things up, change the style a little bit. So these 3 new options are available over on JConcepts.com. You can download those, 3D print them yourself, or find a verified JConcepts printer to have it done for you. Channel membership. I'm not forgetting the segue this week like I did last week. Channel membership helps support the channel a little bit extra. You get access to the videos before they normally go up, like the scale news you get the night before. After News Delight's a members only show that happens after the news as well. And then you get access to regular videos early most of the time as well. If you'd like to support the channel a little bit extra, you can check out that link down in the description. Thanks to everybody who watches any of the videos though. This Wednesday, like every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, come join Matt and I for Livestream Takeover. It's the show that just keeps going and going and going. Come join Matt and I live for the show or catch the replay. Always a great time. And if you work for an RC company and like to see any of your products on the Scale News Update, shoot me an email to news@hardlydesigns.com. Include a photo, description, and a link to where it can be found on your website. When it hits there, love to take a look at that, see if we can get it included here on the Scale News. New this week over on Umagine, a new project from LVFAB. This is Project Zuki. Similar to Project IJ, this is a 3D printable full body set that'll drop on top of another existing chassis for you. This one specifically looks like it's being shown on top of a VS410, but heavily influenced by a Suzuki Samurai rather than a Jeep. So if you've never been much of a Jeep fan and, you know, a cheap Suzuki is more your flair, then this Project Zuki might be a great fit for you guys. Not a ton of great looking Suzuki Samurai options have been on the market outside of some Lexan bodies that have come and gone over the, you know, in the past. So this one is probably pretty well placed and kind of lives in its own area right now, which makes it look pretty cool. It looks like this is kind of under constant development and options, things like that. Just like when the IJ was released, it's grown an ecosystem of its own since then. This one possibly could find a similar momentum, although I feel like the Jeep, you know, Allure probably going to outdo the Sidekick a little bit, but maybe that's just Jeep fanboyism coming from me. Check this thing out. Go over to Umagine. If you're not familiar with Umagine, online repository for RC-based 3D printable projects. An endless amount of projects that you could dive into if you've got a 3D printer and you like RC cars. You should absolutely visit there. Also new over on Umagine from a company called Operator. These are for the Losi Micro B. Now, we don't cover a lot of Micro B things. It'll, you know, small scale racer thing, but this one is a pretty cool option because of the scale aspect that it brings into it. They've got an FPV system that goes on top of the Micro B chassis, if you like. So obviously offering you FPV on this little platform, and that on its own is kind of cool, but not necessarily the most noteworthy thing. Beyond just this little FPV adaptation you can make to the system, you can also put a number of little different body stylings on top of it. They have the C1 street buggy, which class 1 style, but if you decide to do the FPV as well, it kind of puts you inside of the cockpit of one of these little buggies, which is just an awesome little detail. Also probably protects your FPV gear a little bit extra. Not a bad, you know, side effect to it. But then they also have two other styles as well. The Skullbug RX, I thought also probably one of the best looking ones. This one just gives you the bug canopy on the top. You're gonna see the A-pillars in there as well. Again, if you decide to do FPV at the same time, but you don't have to. You can do these body sets on their own on this platform if you like. So if you just like to, you know, tinker around, you want to change the style up, these are some cool options. Like I said, there's also another bug version. It's got like some roof rack and some stuff on top there to kind of change up like the scale focus of it as well. 3 really cool options from Operator. If you got a Micro B, or maybe you want to get a Micro B because you saw these, there'll be links to all of those options down in the description. Some news just popped up saying that 1080 RC has acquired HB Racing. Now, 1080 RC didn't really mean anything to me, and HB Racing I was thinking I was familiar with, and I had to confirm that HB Racing is in fact, or was in fact, Hot Bodies back in the day, or Hot Bodies Racing. It was officially rebranded to HB Racing in 2016. I was fully unaware that long ago that took place, but HB Racing has been active since then. When they initially did the rebrand, they kind of kept the HPI logo with it at the same time, but that seemed to have phased out over the next year or so, because it does appear that HB Racing and HPI Racing kind of had parted ways at that time, or around that time at least. So they were no longer just like different divisions or companies under the same umbrella. They were completely separate. And now that HB Racing is now owned by 1080 RC, who it's actually a new entity that has popped up. And like I said, I had to do a little bit of research on it. And it specifically says that 1080 RC is a newly formed and growing European startup specialized in engineering and manufacturing of consumer goods and small autonomous vehicles. They're touting a European sovereignty, meaning that they're going to be 100% manufacturing, designing everything within Europe. 1080 RC is a French-based company to start with. Their website notes dual use tech, and specifically they're defining that as they function as a design and manufacturing studio, DMS, in case you've never heard that term. Building autonomous and remote controlled vehicles for both high stakes national security and consumer leisure / hobby markets. HB Racing has been active in the race scene since that last acquisition or transition, whatever it was, just by checking their Facebook page. Lots of social media has been, produced over that time. It's going to be interesting going underneath of this new umbrella if this company is going to keep focusing that way by developing that stuff, or if they're going to try and kind of take a lot of the things that they get from this company and transition it into these maybe more lucrative areas like, national security, autonomous vehicles and whatnot. They state that they have full in-house integration. The company builds its own software and autonomous platforms, eliminating third-party dependencies to ensure seamless interoperability across their drone and vehicle fleets. Interoperability. That is a tough word to say. Interoperability. Well, pretty sure that's the first time I've used that on the Scale News. It is worth noting that if you're looking to work for that company, that they are doing a big hiring push right now, specifically for AI, aero, and software engineers. They have a well-being first culture and a 4-day work week and 8 weeks of annual leave. That's a lot. We had talked about the Scale Challenge West event happening in July this year that was going to be at Cisco Grove. Well, an update had happened last week stating that Cisco Grove is now not going to be able to open for that time period. So a venue change is going to have to happen, and that information has not yet been put out. At this point, don't know exactly if the dates are going to be kept the same. I do believe that they are, but until we hear official information about the venue change, we won't know anything exact. So once we do hear exact information and what is going on, we'll definitely report back on that. But that is going to do it for this week's news topics. For this week's question, kind of circling back to the last topic there, Cisco Grove had some absolutely fantastic times crawling at that location, and it's a bummer that that event isn't going to happen there. But what I want to know from you guys is, where is the place that you've enjoyed crawling the most? Even if it's just your backyard or a local park, maybe it's just the place where you and your buddies can most easily get together that makes for the most fun. But whatever it is, drop it down in the comments below. Always love reading your guys' comments. My favorite part of the Scale News. With that, that's going to do it for this week's show. As always, I appreciate all of you watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already. Channel memberships available if you're interested in that. But as always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.